my friends. Welcome to day number 2 of our stretching / flexibility challenge. 15 minutes is the goal today. So let's get started with a warm up. Today, we're going to be doing it's all on the floor or on your bed, and it's all focused on stretching through here and lower back. So your rectus abdominis and the lower back area. You don't need any equipment, so let's get started. So let's start with a quick warm up. I'm going to go to a kick across. This is going to help stretch through some outer hip area. And dynamic warm up is just going to help get blood flowing through those muscles. Okay, get them stretched out in a little different way before we go to some static stretches. The goal is to hold these static stretches 30 to 60 seconds. Let's go heel tap and try to get you done in 15 minutes or less. Sound good? With your lower back, if you have a lot of lower back tension, it is lower back muscles, but it could also be inner thighs. It could also be some outer quad. It could also be some TFL and hip. It could also be glute. Let's go to quad stretch. If you want to do a little chest stretch, you can. You don't have to. So if you're feeling tightness in your lower back, and after today the tightness is still there, it's diminished a little, but it's still there, then go find the day where we stretch quad and hamstring. Let's go to a kick out, a little low kick out, or maybe you need to stretch through your hips and your glutes, so you can look for that day too, just because lower back is affected by so many different muscle groups. Really fast, let's do a floor sweep. The body works together to keep us moving. So it doesn't just say, oh, I'm going to make your lower back tight. It's usually because of something else too. Okay, let's go to the floor. Tomorrow, if you don't want to be on the floor, tomorrow all of the lower back stretches will be from a seated position. Okay, so if you want to just skip and go to tomorrow's workout, you can do that as well. We're going to start on your stomach in doing a cobra. So we're going to do, all you're going to do is elbows directly underneath your shoulders, digging your elbows into the floor. Now, if you're not feeling anything, so you're going to look up at the ceiling as well, trying to relax your lower back and getting a nice stretch through your abs. If this hurts your lower back, then don't push so hard. Go a little bit soft with those elbows and don't try to push your shoulders away from your ears. If you're not feeling anything in your abs, keep your elbows where they are, but pull them towards your hips. Okay? If your lower back is fine and you want to do the full cobra to stretch your abs, you can. Just be aware that your lower back may feel it a little bit more. So you have options in how this stretch goes. Okay, good. So that was 1 minute. Now what you're going to do, move your elbows. Remember, we're trying to stretch through your abs right now. So move your elbows up by your forehead. Drive your elbows into the floor, pushing your shoulders away from your ears, and look up at the sky. So pushing your forearms into the floor, your hands into the floor, and looking up. This is going to be a different stretch through those abs. Why are we stretching our abs, our rectus abdominis? It's because, so you keep holding the stretch and I will show you. If your abs are tight, then the chances of you doing a little bit of slouch because your abs are so tight can put extra pressure in your lower back. So by stretching those abs out, it'll help improve your posture and take some of the pressure out of the lower back because it helps keep your pelvis in proper alignment with the rest of your body. So that's why we're focusing on stretching here too. Okay, great. So that was 1 minute. Okay, now I'm sure your lower back really needs an extra stretch after those two. So we're going to go knees wide, and we're going to go sit into a child's pose. So sending your tailbone back, arms, you can do one of two things. You can reach those arms wide over or straight overhead, letting your forehead fall to the mat, or if you want to let your forehead fall to the mat and just bring your arms down by your knees, you can do that too. So whatever is most comfortable, just try to settle those knees into the floor though, or your hips. So sitting your hips as much into your heels as possible. If you do not want to do knees wide and you just want to go to a regular child's pose, you can do that too. But the knees wider helps get a little bit deeper into that lower back. So whatever feels best for you. Okay, good. We're going to stay here for another 10 seconds. And hopefully your lower back is feeling a little bit of a release here. Okay, good. Now we're going to come out of that and we're going to roll onto your back. We're going to do a happy baby or a knee hug. It's really up to you. Okay, so a happy baby, well, we'll start with knee hug first. Knee hug, you're just going to hug your knees and let your knees rock side to side, or if you just want to do an iso hold in the middle, that's completely fine. Happy baby, your legs are straight, you wrap your forearm around your calf, and then you bring your legs as close to your body as you can. That opens up the lower back a little bit more, stretches some inner thigh as well. So whichever you prefer. I mean, maybe this stretch is too uncomfortable and you'd rather just stick with a knee hug. Now, if it's really hard to do both knees and you just want to do one knee, you can do that too. Ideally, you'll do both knees so that it gets that tailbone off the floor. But it's really up to you. We're going to hang out here for another 30 seconds. And this is even really good for opening up through those hips as well. If you want to straight leg it and get a little bit more inner thigh, you can. If you want to bring those knees to the chest and go overhead with the legs, you can. Whatever feels best for you. But we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a break. Remember, we're stretching to feel good, not cause pain. Okay? All right. Next is going to be a different part of your lower back, Quadratus lumborum area, and a little bit of glute too. So planting the feet, crossing right ankle over left knee. Now you're going to drop your right hip. So lift that left hip, drop your right, and then push your right knee away. So just relaxing that whole right hip area, and you're going to hang out. Now this is going to be a huge stretch through this part of your lower back. So uh, maybe even into your glute a little bit, okay? But by pushing that knee away, it's going to help relieve some lower back tension on your right side. Should feel good. Stretching is magical, isn't it? We just don't do it enough, huh? Now, while we're doing these stretches, if you notice that one feels really good, write it down and do it every day before you get out of bed, even if it's just 10 seconds. You'll see a huge difference because it's all about consistency. Okay, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a break. So the National Academy of Sports Medicine, ACE, all of these fitness gurus recommend stretching, even, the government, NIH. Let me get you into the stretch first. So left ankle over right knee, drop the left hip, push the left knee away. They all recommend holding stretches at least 10 seconds up to 60 seconds. You could do a very deep I don't remember the name of the yoga, but there's a yoga that holds stretches for like 5 minutes. So, and it's extremely effective if you can hang for 5 minutes in a stretch that might be a little challenging. So, the reason they say 10 to 60 seconds is the recommendation is most people will not even hold it that long. So, these I'm holding for a minute, for 60 seconds, just to give you an idea. In the morning, if you want to do this stretch, just do at least 10 seconds because it's all about consistency. If you do it every single day, you will start to notice a difference. I promise. Even if it's just 3 times a week, you will notice a difference. Okay, good. Coming out of that. Do you need another knee hug really fast? You doing okay? Okay, now the next we have 2 more, and then we'll be done with day number 2. So going to a seated position. All right, we're going to start with a butterfly, but then immediately push those feet forward and then lean forward. By dropping your head to your heels or your chin to your chest, you will feel a nice big stretch either through your lower back or your hips. So we're just going to hang out here. If it's too painful, meaning it's too much to drop your chin to your chest or forehead to heel, then just brace yourself and go to what's comfortable so that you're not in a large amount of pain. Okay, but this is a big lower back opener. If you're like me, you feel a really big stretch through your erector spinae, the muscles along the spine there. Feels good too. Okay, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, I'm sorry. We have 2 more exercises. I forgot about one. So a quadratus lumborum, which is another part of the muscle that will affect the lower back. Stretching it in a different way though. So we're gonna straight left leg, cross right over left, and now we're gonna twist to the right. So sitting nice and tall, you might feel a stretch in your shoulder. You might feel a stretch in your glute. You might feel a stretch in the lower back. You might feel a stretch through your lat. It's okay. This is a big stretch for your back because you're twisting that spine, making it move in a different way than it's used to. So if this is uncomfortable and you just need to, grab your calf and twist this way because it's just too much, that's fine. Find a place that's comfortable for you and stretch without pain. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Okay, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you may notice that as you hold stretches, one part might release and then you feel something else in a different part of the body. That's completely normal. We're going to switch. Straight right leg, left over right, and now we're going to twist to the left. Back nice and tall. Ah. Are you noticing that one side is a little bit tighter than the other maybe? Yeah, me too. And you might be noticing like, oh wow, this stretch gets so many things. Yep, you're right. Good job showing up today and feeling all these muscles. Strength training is important, cardio is important, and so is flexibility. If you watched to the end of the video yesterday, I showed you the rubber band experience, what happens with the rubber band if we don't keep using it, and their muscles are the same. So if you didn't see that, you might want to go and check it out. It's the very last part of yesterday's testing workout. Okay, you're almost done. There's 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, great. We're just going to do one more. So cat-cow, going hands and knees. And all you're going to do is drop, really force your belly to fall to the floor, looking up at the ceiling. Pretending that your belly button has like a rod through it. So if you were a carousel horse, you want to keep that belly button in the center, but then you're going to arch too. So we're going to look up, stretch, and then go into a cat who is just waking up from his sun bath in the window, really arching through the shoulders, dropping those hips. And now we're going to go look up at the ceiling again. Good, really sending that tailbone back. So really try to stretch a lot through that rectus abdominis. And now arching again, pushing those hips forward as much as you can. Let's do one more. Cow. And one more. Cat. Okay, good. Excellent. So the test that we did to see the mobility through your lower back was laying on your back and letting your knees fall side to side. So if you want to go and do that test and see if you notice any difference in how the mobility is, please do. And great job. Hope you feel a little bit better. I will see you tomorrow for day number 3. We'll be doing some more rectus abdominis and lower back, but from a seated position. Have a great day.